Tony, I must ask you, Australia has very close business links with China, and yet Australia made a decision that Huawei would not be part of your digital or cyber infrastructure. And there's no sign of that changing. The British government have just decided that Huawei will be part of what's called the periphery of our new 5G network. Can you tell me why, despite the close relations with China, Australia was so clear about Huawei and telecoms?
Well, we want to be a very close economic partner with China, but we are also an extremely intimate strategic partner with the United States. And I suppose we didn't want to let our economic relationship with China compromise our strategic relationship with the United States. And let's be blunt about this, Nigel. We are entering a period of great power competition between the United States and China. And when it comes to the strategic relationship, as far as Australia is concerned, the United States comes first. Our Five Eyes partners should come first. And that's why I have to say I was more than a little disappointed with the government's position on Huawei, and I hope it might still be revised. The reason why it's a big mistake to deal with Huawei when it comes to the country's strategic infrastructure is that whatever Huawei might say, there is really no such thing as a private business in China. All businesses in China and all people in China are subject to the control of the government in a way that would be unthinkable in a country like Britain or Australia. That's the reality, and that's why it just wasn't a good decision. I mean, let's face it, would a British company be allowed into the heart of China's telecommunications system? Of course not. Of course not. And I think a good rule when we are dealing with other countries, particularly when we are dealing with countries that remain, let's face it, communist dictatorships, is if we can't do it with them, they can't do it with us.
Yeah. So we've made a mistake, Tony, have we?
Look, I'm a huge fan of Boris Johnson's. I think he has the potential to be one of the very great British prime ministers. But I think this was a mistake, and I hope it is reconsidered. I mean, you just can't deal with the Chinese on these sorts of issues the way you could deal with the Americans, the Australians, even with the French and the Germans. You just can't do it.